India #1 Arjun Erigaisi is back in action, and we are now going to follow a new tournament after the Norway Chess. This is the Uz Chess Masters Cup, which is happening in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, and it's a strong round robin tournament of 9 rounds, 10 players, and there he is, Shamsiddin Vokhidov, one of the top players from Uzbekistan, part of the gold medal winning Uzbek team in the Chess Olympiad 2024. The list of players in this tournament include Nodirbek Abdusattarov, there is Yan Nepomniachtchi, Hans Niemann, Vidit Gujarati, Shakhriyar Mamedyarov, and then the Uzbek players also, which is Madaminov, Shamsiddin, Yakuboyev. So it's a very strong tournament, and Arjun starts off with the black pieces in round 1. Pawn to e4 by Shamsiddin, and Arjun goes for c6. Let's go. It's the era of Karo Khan, it feels, yeah? We did see Gukesh playing the Karo Khan against Magnus in the last round of Norway. Now Arjun's playing it. d4 played by Shamsiddin. Whichever opening Arjun chooses, he sharpens it up. So I'm actually very curious to see how he plays the Karo Khan. Pawn to d5. And will Shamsiddin push the pawn? Yes, he does. The advanced variation of Karo Khan. And now the main move here is bishop f5. But Arjun goes for the sharp line c5. Should have expected this. This is what Arjun plays. And he's actually asking Shamsiddin, are you well prepared now? Knight to f3. Knight comes out. So you might think that, oh, black has wasted a tempo by playing c6 and c5. But on the upside, the bishop remains open, and he's also gotten the center. Knight to takes d4. For example, if you would have played the move here c3, then knight c6, knight f3, and the bishop comes out, and that would give black a nice position. So knight f3 takes, knight d4, and now knight comes out attacking the pawn. So you take, this is all mainline theory. And Arjun takes back the knight, and bishop d3 played. Now he goes e6 because already he has a very strong center. Shamsiddin playing very quickly, showing that Arjun's surprise has not affected him. Knight d2. And Arjun goes knight to e7. He's coming to g6 with his knight, attacking the e5 pawn perhaps. White castles. White's play has been quite smooth until now. He's castled. And perhaps now the move that we all would expect, a5, so that bishop a6 is to be played. And he plays knight f3. You could also stop it with queen e2, but then c5, c4 becomes a threat. So knight f3, bishop a6 is what Arjun will play. Yes, he plays it. Bishop comes to a6, offering a trade of bishops. So Arjun is keeping his king in the center. He's not finished his development, and he's solving the issue of his bad bishop. And bd2 played. He's asking a question to Shamsiddin. Can you take advantage of my king that is in the center here? Pawn to c5 played. And now a very good move is c4. Because if d4, this is a very nice position with the bishop. And if you take here, then bishop e4 and white is better. But Shamsiddin decides to take on a6, and I do feel this is a small inaccuracy here, taking on a6. Because this gives Arjun rook a6. And now in all positions where you go c4 to hit the center, d4 would mean that, by the way, he first plays queen d7, but even if he played d4 without the bishops, this is not really great for white. The queen comes to e2. Shamsiddin wants to take on d5 and attack the rook. He plays pawn to d4. Now a decent idea here can be knight e1, knight d3 to reroute the knight to d3, put it, because the knight is the best blockader of a passed pawn. It blocks the pawn and also continues to do its work. Queen comes to c6. Who's better in this position? Is it white? Is it black? It's very imbalanced actually. And now a4 played. If you play knight to d3, which is the most natural move, perhaps he did not like that black could take more space with a4, so he plays a4. And in fact, I feel he doesn't want to put the knight on d3. He's going for this knight c2, a3, b5 idea. Arjun maybe is also looking to put his knight on b4, but that may not be the best because the bishop can simply chop it off. He goes knight c2. He's going for that plan. The game is getting interesting because once the knight settles down on b5, it would be a very powerful piece. Arjun comes with his knight to f5. Look at that queen on the long diagonal. The knight here. Maybe the knight comes to h4. He goes knight a3 unperturbed. And Arjun brings his bishop out, finally developing all his pieces. But what's the plan to knight b5? Now a big fork awaits on c7 square. Maybe queen c6 back. But Arjun Erigaisi plays king to d7. And he stopped knight c7. His king is in the center. It's difficult to open up the position. But rook a3 played. I like actually white's chances here. And Arjun plays h5 so that the knight on f5 remains kind of fixed. And slowly you can try and open the position. He goes too quick to f4, but maybe something like g3, rook f3, rook f4. Maybe you can simply build this up. But okay, f4, queen c6. I think Shamsiddin has a very clear plan in mind, which is rook h3. He moves in with the rook, attacks the pawn. If you play h4, there is g4, which is a very powerful move because of the pin. So Arjun now has to go g6, but now is g4 possible? All of a sudden, the game has become super sharp. Will Shamsiddin take the challenge? He plays it. Pawn to g4. What does Arjun have in mind? Does he go back knight g7? Well, Arjun sacks a pawn. He goes knight h6. And his point is, if you take here, he wants to come back. Maybe rook h6, rook a8, rook h8. And this is great compensation. So, g5 played by Shamsiddin, closing the position. Knight comes to f5. And black is the one who's better. Queen g2. And now, if you take king g2, he comes back rook to a8. Take on c6. We have king takes c6. And king f2. The king moves up. The rook comes to b8. And white plays king to e2, calmly improving the position. Bishop comes back. It's like on both sides there's a deadlock. The knight on f5 and this structure here on the king side stops white from opening up the position, and the structure on the queen side stops black from opening up the position. There's just nothing to be done. So both players are kind of waiting, but I guess there's no way to make progress, and maybe a draw is imminent. Rook b3. You have to be slightly careful for some tactical opportunities here. The a5 pawn is a bit weak, but the bishop is protecting it. Rook a b8, and maybe Shamsiddin has some tactics here, which is knight a7 check. You can't take the knight, the rook is hanging. He does go for it, knight to a7 check. King d7. I must say that Shamsiddin actually played quite decently. Arjun played in his risky style and the game could have gone really wild, but I think at some point White just pulled the brakes and maybe the draw is the most logical result here. He plays knight b5 and offers a draw, and I believe Arjun should take it because there's nothing much to do. He shakes his hands. A good start for Arjun Erigaisi and Vokhidov as well. And Arjun starts off with a draw in round 1. And hopefully he can continue the tournament in good style. It's a good challenge for him with Nodirbek being here and other strong players. Also, Arjun's rating is around 2760, and maybe it's a good chance for him to get back to the top 5 where he was. And so let's follow this tournament. We hope you enjoyed the first round. This is Sagar Shah signing off. Bye bye.